Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As I mentioned in my last video, here's another unboxing for you, and I'm really excited to share this one with you because it's my first ever Chanel bag unboxing. I got this off of a pre-loved market from the RealReal because nowadays you can actually afford a Chanel unless you're like extremely well off. This is a bag I've been shopping for the past a couple months here and there, and I finally found a really good deal on the RealReal, and I'll share my experience shopping on the website in a separate video because I have a lot to say about that. But in today's video, I just want to share with you what bag I got, how much I paid for it, and the condition the bag was in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. And let's get right into it so I can share my first ever Chanel handbag purchase. So if you guys have seen one of my previous videos where I shared my reasons for not getting the Chanel rectangular mini with top handle or the Coco handle, you guys know that I have been shopping for some other Chanel alternatives, and this is one of them. So without further ado, let me just share with you what I have purchased on the RealReal. And here it is, here the Chanel Jumbo in the caviar leather. This specific one is in silver hardware, and it only has one flap. So this style is called single flap. And to my surprise, because I was expecting this bag to be in like a terrible condition, the leather itself is in a really good condition. And I've been able to use one of the scuff protect kind of products that I purchased online. And really all the scuffs and like wear and tear of the leather have been covered up perfectly. So even if I share the condition of the bag with you on the screen, you won't be able to see the condition of the leather like anything other than pristine. The only problem I had with this bag was the pop stitches. There's a stitch that connects your flap with the main compartment of the bag right there. I'll insert some photos so you guys can get a closer shot. That was popped, and the RealReal did not disclose that base, so that was the only discrepancy I found of the bag. But otherwise, like, the leather is in a really good condition. There is some misshape happening towards the bottom of the bag, but that's because jumbos are quite large, and this being single flap, it has less of a structure than the double flaps. That's why Chanel only makes their classic flaps into double flaps now, because they tend to hold the shapes better. But I did order the bag organizer from Samorga, so hopefully that'll help the bag stay in its shape for a really long time. But for now, other than the minor misshaping towards like bottom of the bag, I really think the bag is in a really good condition. As I mentioned, you really won't be able to see any of the wear and tear on the leather because I've covered it up already, and it really looks like it's in pristine condition. I have a friend who's also obsessed with luxury handbags as I am, and she looked over my bag and she was shocked that this was listed under good condition. I personally think that was a fair description, but the RealReal, this description of the bag wasn't very clear. It didn't note all of the wear and tear that was on the bag. So I think it was a fair description, but that's besides the point. So for this bag, I paid $3,600 before taxes. With taxes, it was closer to $3,880 if I'm not mistaken. And I'm personally very happy because the jumbo now I think retails for something like $11,000. Like, who has money to pay for jumbo brand new from the boutique? Like, it certainly won't be me, but I still really wanted a jumbo. I know the medium size, the small size are more popular than jumbo nowadays. This bag was a lot more popular 10 years ago, but for me, it makes the bag a lot more usable because the strap drop is really generous, and it's a size that's perfect for day-to-day use. So even with the bag organizer that's gonna go in here, it'll fit a lot of my personal belongings, and if I need to, not like I'm gonna carry this everywhere all the time with me, if I need to, I can fit the extra stuff I might need here. Things like diapers, wipes, wet ones, snacks for our son. So for me, this is a perfect size. Also wanted to share with you the reason why I went for a single flap is because single flap jumbos are much cheaper than the double flaps. It's also lighter, and it fits a lot more than the double flaps. So people who like love this size only really go for the single flaps. People who are nervous about the wear and tear of the jumbo, they only go for double flaps. But for me, usability wise, single flap made more sense for my style and for my preference. So that's why I went for the single flap instead of the double flap. So let me give you a tour of the bag so you guys can kind of see the condition of the bag. Hopefully I can insert some closer shots too so you guys can really take a look at the bag. So it has all the classic Chanel features. It has the CC logo, caviar leather throughout. It does have a slip pocket back here, which again is a very generous size. My phone though has a pop socket in the back, so that'll stretch my back pocket a lot. So if you just have like a regular phone with like a slim phone case, you can totally fit your phone in the back, which is a game changer in my opinion. And then this bag, because it's single flap, has the grommets side by side, not top to bottom, just like the double flaps would. And again, it features the CC logo with the lock closure. So you open it, and this is a little bit different because it's not a double flap. So it doesn't have the CC embroidered logo underneath the flap, which I don't really care about. It still has that zipper pocket in the back. So it's not like, I think, on the flap. This one is on the main compartment, the zipper compartment. It does have a slip pocket as well and a really generous size main compartment. The inside of the bag is made with lambskin, so it's softer. And it does have some wear and tear inside of the bag, but again, I'm gonna use the organizer in here and it's inside the bag, so I don't mind the wear and tear, especially given that the bag is at least 20 years old. So here's the jumbo that's new in my collection. As you can see, the caviar leather is very, very shiny. It did have some scuffs, they called it, around the piping, so around the edges of the bag. As you can see, this one has stitching around the edges, so I was able to cover like most of it, and you won't be able to see, I think, on the camera at all where the leather had worn, but it basically had some light wear on the leather, just from like a normal wear and tear and like usage. And there were worn corners of the bag of all corners, and as you can see, or maybe you can't see it at all, it is smoothed out, but in terms of color, you can't really see it anymore because I touched it up. Same with the back pocket. So there was some wear along the edges of the back pocket, but again, I touched it all up, so I have my receipts in here, but you can't really see it at all. And then in the back, there's a little mark here, but it doesn't really show on bare eye, but you can see some wear here. And then like smoothing of the corner, again, the color was faded, so I just touched it up. And there's some wear here too, with my Kiwi scuff guard, or whatever it's called. So let me grab that and show you guys what I've used. So this is the product that I've used. It's called Kiwi scuff cover, and as you can see, it's covered a lot of the corner wear a lot, and pretty well. So the white mark you can see here and over there, it's really not visible from what I can see, and that's like on the back of the bag, so I don't really mind such wear there. And pop stitches were right here where the flap connects to the main compartment of the bag, but I was able to repair that at home. It's definitely not perfect, but I don't have a leather craftsman that I really trust to do a good job, so it's holding up fine. I mean, as you can see, it's like not stitched tightly because I was afraid that I would damage the bag. So I've just kind of managed to do a little bit of remediation repair, if you will. But once I find a leather crafts person or leather repairs person that I really trust, then I'll definitely get these repaired by a professional. So that's it in terms of my close-up shots of my new Chanel Jumbo. And as you can see, there's definitely wear and tear. I think such wear and tear is to be expected, especially for the price point that I paid for this one. So that's it for today's video, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Here's my newest handbag addition to my collection. I know I've been kind of crazy with like buying bags recently, so I'm going to probably slow down for the rest of the year. And in the next year or few more years, I'm looking to add the vintage lambskin pieces into my collection from Chanel. And I'm really just looking forward to getting a good deal on some project bags that I can really revive and like form them into like my bags. So that's gonna take some time and I'm okay with it. But I'm really glad that I got to add my first ever Chanel handbag into my collection for a really, really good price. And as I mentioned, shopping on the RealReal, I have some tips and what I've learned from buying this bag. I will share those in a separate video. But in the meantime, if you guys have any questions from my experience of shopping on the RealReal, because it was my first time shopping there, let me know your questions in the comment section down below and I would be more than happy to answer them for you. So hope you guys enjoyed this and looking forward to sharing my tips and tricks on shopping on the RealReal specifically in my next video. And if you guys have any questions about the Chanel Jumbo, specifically in the classic flap, please feel free to leave those in the comment section down below and I'll see you in my next one.